Say welcome back to our fourth webinar in our Foundations to Framework series, Supercharging Your QMS with AI. Now, today we're going to be walking through our AI opportunities framework so you can learn how to strategically integrate AI into your quality management system. Now, you've learned a little bit about Justin on Monday when he walked us through myqms.ai. So I'll take a second to just introduce myself a little bit more. I've been passionate about developing and improving processes for about 30 years, with over half of my career spent in medical device quality management at companies like Boston Scientific, American Medical Systems, and Medtronic, where Justin and I work together. We both really enjoy making complex processes easier to navigate. And with AI, we realize there's a real opportunity to completely evolve the quality management system to be better, faster, and cheaper. So that's what we're going after. Now, we launched this series to empower quality leaders like you to understand and apply AI in practical, transformative ways. And this is, again, our fourth and final session in our series. Each session has been crafted to build upon the last, so giving us a solid foundation in AI. That was our first step. And then we moved into exploring AI application in quality management. We then looked at some use cases with solutions, Lexum AI and myqms.ai. And now today we are focusing on bringing everything together with a structured framework that outlines a practical approach to embedding AI in your QMS. We're thrilled to guide you through today's session and our AI opportunities framework. Now, if you have any questions as we go, please again drop them in the Q&A and we'll get to those questions later today. So today we'll be showing you how to determine use cases in your QMS that are ready for AI. We'll explore how to reveal gaps and opportunities in your quality processes and how it can be seamlessly incorporated using our framework. Our goal is for you to leave here with actionable approach to supercharging your QMS with AI. Now, please make sure to stay till the end so that you can learn how you can work with us to help you apply AI in your existing QMS. So before we jump into the framework, let's get a poll open. See if I can get that open here. All right, so my question to you guys is, how do you feel about technology changes? Are you super ready? Bring it on. I'm ready for it. Yeah, ready. I survived the internet. I can survive what's next. Or are you indifferent? I'll be retired before I really have to care about it. Or not ready. I'm going to stick with my rotary phone and 8-track tapes. What do you think? All right, let's end the poll and we're going to share the results. I love it. Can you guys see? Can you see it, Justin? No, you can't. Okay, so not sure how to make this show up, but here's the results. I'll tell you. 93% are super ready, bring it on. And 7% I survived the internet and I can survive what's next. So great. That's what we were hoping for. So I will go quickly then through this. I wanted to make sure that if anyone was really not at ease about taking the next steps in technology, I just wanted to kind of remind folks that we have been through technology changes in lots of different industries. So this is really no exception. We've had a lot of change in our music technology over the years. And, you know, I still come across my old cassette tapes and things that I used to take record or play records and tape them. And then I also used to take it off the radio and tape it. Now, you know, moving into the digital era in the 1990s, you know, we're really into everything being on our smartphones and stuff. And, you know, lately, there's now sunglasses that play music. So it's just going to keep evolving, right? And same with AI. AI is not new. It's been around for quite a while. Really, back in the 1940s and 50s is when they really started the foundation of AI. Lots of development then in the 60s and 70s. Machine learning came on the scene in the 80s and 90s, deep learning in the 2000s, and then generative AI, which a lot of us really didn't hear about until really recently, really came on the scenes in 2010. And OpenAI started their work on ChatGPT in 2015. So it has been around and it has been growing ever since. And now we are at a position where look at all of the different tools that are now available and opportunities for implementing AI. So it's time for us in our industry to really jump on board. So my question then to everyone is, are you ready to leap? And if you are, please type yes in the chat. All right, so introducing the LEAP framework, which is a structured methodology designed to help you integrate AI into your QMS strategically and compliantly. Now, we're going to walk through each phase and its components for identifying AI opportunities to ensure that AI-enabled processes are monitored and governed effectively. So we're going to start with the why to establish the framework's purpose, and then we cover how to implement each phase. And then finally, we're going to discuss what outcomes to expect. All right. So let's talk about why you need the LEAP framework. Quality and compliance trends. If you've been following any of the information from the FDA, you probably periodically will go out there and see what's happening. The FDA and the case for quality has been looking at the cost of quality. And they are saying that 3 to 25% of a company's revenue is going to cost of quality. And that is inclusive of, maintaining quality, which is kind of your good cost, and poor cost of quality, such as your recalls and your compliance issues. So let's take a look at what that data is showing right now. Right now, in 2024, medical device recalls are at 1,045, and that is up from last year, from 820. Same with 483s. We're at 1,200, and that was 720 last year. And then warning letters were at 35, and that is up from 24 last year. So our quality and compliance trend is not going in the direction that we need it to be. So there are things that we need to be doing. There are factors, like the pandemic and things like that, that are still contributing to now the increase. And there's also things like detection of defects that because of technology advances that are now catching these things more, but really important that we're catching them before they get to this level, right? So a lot of opportunity here again for implementing AI. So, as a quality leader, I'm sure there are things that you've been thinking about. We created this framework in response to the challenges that quality leaders face in adopting AI to help improve quality and compliance. We have been in your shoes, and we know that things are difficult sometimes, to focus on AI and things. But, if you've been thinking about it at all, there's probably some experiences and feelings that you have around it. So we did a poll of quality leaders to better understand, what fears, frustrations, wants, and aspirations that you want related to implementing AI into your quality management system. So here's what we learned. As a quality leader, you feel frustrated by the complexity of integrating AI into your existing QMS processes. Your data may be in several different disconnected sources, Your systems may be antiquated, your procedures may not be aligning with your processes and your systems, and your employees may have a very varied skill sets and competencies and levels of knowledge. As a quality leader, you feel overwhelmed by the potential for regulatory challenges or hurdles related to the use of AI in your QMS processes. The stakes are high, and the road to integration can seem daunting. And as a quality leader, you feel confused by the rapid pace of technological advancement in the field of AI. You haven't had enough time to do adequate research. Let's face it, as a quality leader responsible for a QMS, you are spending your time putting out fires and reacting to the latest issue. We know, we've been there. So if you're feeling any of these things, not to worry, we are here to help. LEAP helps navigate this landscape, and it offers a structured path forward. Now, at the heart of LEAP is our core belief that a QMS powered by AI and human expertise delivers unmatched quality and compliance. And we really do believe this, and we now see that there is really a high need for this. We need to move the needle on quality and compliance. And so helping to do that will only help meet the needs of our customers and patient safety. So we really do believe in this opportunity of utilizing AI within our quality management space. So why you need this framework, implementing AI is no small feat. It is going to take some effort to do so, and especially considering that we are in a highly regulated industry. So the LEAP framework enables organizations to integrate AI into their QMS very thoughtfully. It ensures that it's driving improvements while maintaining compliance. And with LEAP, you can make a smooth transition into AI, reap the benefits without weight and complexity, often associated with the large-scale transformation. So we're going to show you a way as part of our framework of how you can start getting wins quickly. So our bottom line is that LEAP provides clarity by breaking down the integration into manageable phases, making AI accessible and safe to implement. All right, so let's take a look at how to use the LEAP framework. Okay, so the LEAP framework stands for look, evaluate, actualize, and protect. And it provides a systematic approach to integrating AI into your QMS to enhance quality, compliance, and efficiency. So we're going to break it down in phase by phase. The first phase in the LEAP framework is look. And what is it that we're looking for? We are looking for opportunities where we can implement and use AI to increase efficiencies and enhance quality and compliance. But remember, not every opportunity that we identify is going to be an appropriate opportunity to use AI for. So it is important that we take the time to really assess each and every opportunity. So first, we're going to start with mapping our processes. Now, this is something that we would normally be doing anyway, so mapping our processes and roles to locate pain points. But now we're going to be thinking about it from a little bit different perspective. We're thinking about it from where are those opportunities that could be beneficial to integrate AI. So we're not going to just look at things like what our process tells us to do. There's going to be some additional things that we're going to look at. Then we're also going to brainstorm opportunities. So those are going to be AI opportunities that are within our existing workflows. And then once we know all of these opportunities, we're going to see if we can trace them to AI capabilities. So when we map our process and roles, one of the key pieces that we need is our data sources. Again, if you have data that is in different systems and things, we want to know exactly where that data is because that's going to be important to be able to access it. So we're looking at our data sources. We're looking at our process steps. Now should be an easy portion, so if we have our procedures, work instructions already identified, that's an easy pull, right, of our process steps. But then the next piece takes it even deeper, your roles and responsibilities. Here is where you start looking beyond your documented process steps, okay? You're going to be looking at the things that you do as part of the business process around your QMS process to make sure that you can be compliant, right? So you want to make sure that you're looking at things kind of behind the scenes, if you will, for those types of activities. On Monday, Justin was talking about the amount of time that people spend on average searching for information. Okay, so that's something that they have to do in order to get to their process, right? That is a great opportunity, right? How can we help them not have to spend so much time searching for information? Okay, so we'll be looking at lots of different places for that type of information. And then, of course, we want to identify all of the deliverables that come out of that process as well. So if you think about inputs, process, outputs with some added steps. So then next we're going to be brainstorming opportunities. And what are we looking for? These are AI opportunities that we're looking for. So are there things that we're doing that are repetitive? Am I doing something over and over and over again? Or are there several different people doing the same task? Or is there a task that gets repeated several times in a process? Like in a CAPA process, you may have information dissemination required in several different phases, for example. So we're looking for those repeats. We're also looking for decisions. How many decisions there are, who's making the decisions, where they are within the process, are they documented decisions or not? And then we're also looking at bottlenecks. Are there activities that are being done where there is time that is being wasted because we can't get things moving forward within the process? So are there any bottlenecks? Are there any, is it like things getting stuck at one person for a period of time? And then pain points. We often think about the pain points when we're brainstorming, but these again are those pain points that we want to identify that are in the process and then outside around the process as well. So once we've done that, we look at all of those and then see, can we trace those opportunities to AI capabilities? Now, we're not going to be able to trace everything. And we shouldn't trace everything, to be honest with you, because we don't want to just apply AI to apply AI, right? We want to make sure that it's value added. So we're going to look at different opportunities. And at this point in our framework, we're just identifying different things. We're not saying this is the direction we're going. We're just identifying here are the potential capabilities that could work for this opportunity. Okay. So let's look at an example, and I'm going to use the CAPA process throughout this example. So we've gone through working with a client, and one of the tasks that was identified in their process was conduct repeat CAPA search. So the impact that it's having right now is that their search with their query is very limited in their system, and it is meaning that they have to, for every single CAPA, do this kind of antiquated search where they kind of do a pull of the data, but it's all manual. It's not doing a great job with keywords, and there's a whole lot of information that they get in a spreadsheet that they have to go one by one through to identify if it's applicable. So a lot of added work there. So the opportunity is for AI to analyze this, analyze a list of open and closed CAPAs to see if and identify if it's a potential repeat. Now, some of the capabilities that are possible to use would be natural language processing, machine learning, and pattern recognition. At this point in our framework, that's all we're doing. We're just identifying those different options. Same kind of thing for with a role base. So this was not something that is documented within their procedure, but it's something that they do every single time. So pre-board, there is a specialist that is reviewing every single record that's going to be going to the board. And they're looking at it from a quality and compliance perspective. That's a significant amount of time, right? Big effort on that individual's part. And it can be subjective too. So lots of opportunity there. So some of the opportunity is to extract the content from that record and assess it against those checklists that the individuals are already using. The AI capabilities that are potentially useful for that are natural language processing, machine learning, or a rule-based approach, and a report generation. So this is as far as we go at this point in the process. Now we move into evaluate. So at this point, we have identified, all of our potential use cases, and now we're going to kind of dive deeper into our use cases and really define them for specific use to make sure that if we're going to go after it with AI, that it's going to bring the most value. And then we are going to prioritize those use cases that we want to bring forward. And when we prioritize, we're going to identify, is it something that is going to be a quick win through prototyping, or is it something that we're going to put on our development roadmap? So let's look a little bit deeper here. So when we're defining our use cases, we need to look at a couple more things. So we already identified, kind of like that high level information, but now we're really going to provide more detail. We're going to think about what kind of impact is this task having? What are the potential causes of this? And this we want to do to kind of identify, what's causing this to be an opportunity, and is AI going to be the appropriate solution for it? And then we're also going to look at the risk of applying AI, the benefit of applying AI, and then feasibility. Is it feasible for us at this point in time to be moving forward with it? Do we have, the right infrastructure, the right things in place in order for us to move forward? So we'll look at all of those pieces. Example here. So, we took that top line, and now we're going to take that pre-board record review, and we're going to do a deeper use case on it. So we're going to look at it from a problem perspective. What's the frequency of it, the complexity of it? And we get to an impact level. We're going to assess the risk. What are the risks of using AI to address this problem? And then the benefit, what's the value proposition? What benefits, and who benefits from having this solution? And then how feasible is it for us to go forward with it? So in this particular scenario, this company said, hey, we're in a good spot here to say, hey, this is a pretty high where they've identified this. Now they've done this with every single use case that they defined, and then move into that next step. So once they have all of the use cases identified, then we're going to plot them here on our prioritization matrix. And we're looking at it from impact and feasibility perspective. So if you have something that is on the high impact, high feasibility, that's something that you're going to really want to think about and key in on. So for example, this one up here in the top right corner, there is a great opportunity and potential to start with prototyping that for a quick win. So if you have, it's a high impact and highly feasible for us to get moving on it, don't wait. Let's get going on it. The other ones then that are showing good impact potential and feasibility, those are ones that we're going to say, hey, let's go after those, but we're going to put those on our roadmap. And then there may be some on here that you've done use cases for that are not going to make it to the roadmap at all. So something to think about, why we recommend the parallel path approach with prototyping and developing a roadmap together. So there are benefits to it, doing the parallel path. When you are doing the prototyping, you're demonstrating early success, and you're building your employee AI capabilities as well. Because there's a lot of learning and there's a lot of iteration that goes into that prototyping. And so you're learning a lot about those capabilities as you go. You're getting a lot faster ROI on top of it, and you're getting kind of the kinks out of your technology early. So it helps you as you move forward in your iterative process. You kind of get those lessons learned, and when you get over into moving on your development roadmap, then you're going to see that you're going to be able to kind of move more quickly and steadily, and probably with less iterations on top of it. And most likely, then you're going to be delivering a higher ROI overall. So going back to our example, this company looked at these different things and said, hey, process support for Kappa owners. And this kind of goes back to what Justin was talking about, where the searching for information and how much time people use. Oftentimes, not only are they searching for the information, but they're contacting someone else and asking them for support. Well, here, this company said, hey, there's an opportunity here to take all of this content, this data that we already have, and put together a chatbot. And it's a high impact because we already have everything, and we have all of these different users that could use it, and feasible because we've got all of the content already available and ready to go. So they said, hey, prototype now. We're going to move forward with that. And then the other ones that were identified, they said, all right, we aren't quite as capable in our feasibility yet, though they're moving higher on the map here. But they said, okay, we're going to add that one, those two to the roadmap. Okay, so moving into phase 3, actualize. And here we are going to be determining our build approach. And then we're going to qualify our solution and deploy our application. Now, a lot of this information is very similar to what you would see in any software application. So there's not a lot of difference here, but I'll point out some of the things. First you're going to need to decide, how are you going to go about the build? Is it something that you're going to do internally with your IT engineering department? But you don't have to. There are other opportunities. You can hire an external AI partner who can build it for you. You can do a hybrid approach where you're doing a co-development with an external partner. You can also acquire an AI startup. So if they already have a tool that is something that could be taken and integrated into your current QMS, that is also another opportunity. And then there is also open source AI frameworks that you can use, or AI as a service like Microsoft Azure. So lots of different ways to go about this. So you don't have to think about this from okay, if we go forward with this, working on this framework and developing this, it means that we have to do this all internally. It does not. There are different opportunities and ways to go about it. So next step then is qualifying your solution. And especially if you are doing it internally, this will be your responsibility. If you have somebody else doing it, they will be doing this all for you. But I'm not going to go through all of these components. This is kind of the standard work, but I will point out that it is important to prepare your data and know where that data is. We kind of talked about that earlier. So having that data available and ready to be accessed will be important. And then selecting and training your model. Those are two big pieces that are going to be important as well. So things like data integrity, model performance, and governance considerations will be kind of key things that are a little bit different in this approach than in a typical software approach. So last in this section, but certainly not something that you will be starting now at deploying application. All of these things would have already been in place, right? But I just wanted to make sure to mention like your organizational change management is something that you likely would have been doing in parallel as you started working on this. Same with your training. You want to make sure that you have that ready to go before you actually deploy. Also, your infrastructure readiness. Make sure that all of the components of your infrastructure are set and ready and following all of the appropriate standards. And then, of course, your customer support. You want to have that all ready to go. Especially, by the way, it's really important to do this in a pilot scenario. So make sure that you are piloting your tool in a smaller setting or a smaller group of people first. Get all those kinks out before you release it out to the general population. In your customer support, we would recommend that you keep that alive and pretty well staffed at the beginning of your launch so that if there's anything that comes up, you can attend to it pretty quickly then. And, so as an example, quick win that the company went after was, doing a chatbot to provide process support for the Kappa owners. So again, identifying that all the way through and getting to a fast fail prototype, really important to help identify those opportunities and get something implemented quickly and then show the value and really build your momentum into completing your roadmap. All right, so now we are moving into the fourth and final phase of the LEAP framework, which is protect. Three parts to this are monitoring performance, iterating as needed, and then governing your system. So just like we monitor devices through post-market surveillance, you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to be monitoring your AI solution with some, there's a little bit different ways to do it, right? We definitely are going to have KPIs defined, so that we can analyze how things are going. We'll set up monitoring, and there are ways that you can do that and monitor. If you use ChatGPT, you see like the thumbs up, thumbs down. That is something that helps identify, how things are going and helps with benchmarking information. You'll have users have request feedback as well. And that is something that gets used to identify, any updates that you want to make to your solution. And of course, tracking anomalies. So if there's anything that is any insecurities or vulnerabilities or things like that that are happening or any glitches in your system, definitely things that you want to be tracking. And then, iterating, why, when is it important for us to do that? There are lots of reasons to iterate, but, as the tool continues to grow, or technology continues to move, I guess, there's going to be better algorithms. So you're going to want to keep up with that. Your users are going to provide you with good feedback. There may be regulatory changes, and there may be performance degradation that happens that needs to be addressed. So those are kind of some of the things that may happen that will require you to iterate. And then lastly is governing your system. Why is AI governance important? Well, it's crucial, right, for ensuring that AI systems are developed and deployed and monitored in a responsible, ethical, and transparent way. So every company using AI should have, at a minimum, an AI governance policy that covers, the list of topics here. And by implementing these components, a company can effectively manage AI risks and ensure its systems are responsible and aligned with legal and societal standards. So really important to have that component in place. All right, so we just covered how to use the LEAP framework. So what does it deliver? The LEAP framework is a structured methodology that ensures AI is applied effectively and compliantly to your QMS. to deliver improved process efficiency, quality, compliance, and innovation through AI. All right, so again, are you ready to leap? So if you are, you're invited to join us on this journey to true QMS transformation through AI. Now we have several different opportunities for you to continue building your AI muscle and supercharging your QMS with AI. So, this is now the end of this particular series, but keep watching. We're going to have additional upcoming events. We likely will be switching up, as technology changes, we'll be adding more to it. We'll have new panelists, probably some of the old panelists too, because they all had great information to share. But stay tuned for that. There's going to be more education coming your way. And if you are a company that is looking to build your strategy and need some help with that, and you like the LEAP framework, go on to our website and book a consult. Justin and I would love to work with you and help you on your journey. And then the other opportunity is our AI solution, myqms.ai. Now, we can certainly help with any fast fail prototyping utilizing our solution. And if you're interested in myqms.ai, we have both cloud and on-prem options available. So please go to our website and schedule a demo. Now, in summary, we have now covered through our webinar the foundations of AI. We've learned how to apply AI in quality management and what some companies are doing and the benefits of that. We looked at some of those AI use cases and saw some solutions, some live demos. And then now we've learned the LEAP framework of how we can go and do that in our companies. So really came to a good finish here of our series and really excited for next steps. Also wanted to make sure that everyone knew that starting in January of 2025, the Career Catalyst Circle is starting a new learning series, and that is sponsored by JMT Compliance Consulting. You guys met Jennifer Mascioli-Tudor in our second webinar. And so she is sponsoring this new learning series. So, keep your eye out for that. That's coming soon. And with that, I want to say thank you for everyone for joining us on this AI adventure. Really appreciate you spending your time through 4 webinars with us. And, we hope to partner with you soon.